Hello and welcome to the Kaizen Project. I am the Kaizen Man. Today's video is about how to relax and de-stress. And this is something that I have to personally remind myself to do on a regular basis because I can get wrapped up in all the things that we have to do, just like any of you guys. And then the relaxing and de-stressing part just goes out the window. So this is me actively reminding myself and you that to unload, relax, and de-stress is just as important as being Kaizen and looking for continual self-improvement. So I'm going to share with you 3 simple ways in how I de-stress, and this is by no means the only way that you can de-stress. There's lots of ways, but I just want to share with you what I do. The first way that I de-stress is to cut out input. Because I find in today's world, relaxing is more about cutting out things than adding more things. Because we're constantly, looking at our emails, looking at Instagram, looking at Twitter, all of that stuff that is just providing stimulus constantly. Having all of that input, all that information pushed at you all the time, one of the things that it does, it makes you compare your life with that of your friends, or your peers, or people who you're following on Instagram or social media. And that can actually cause anxiety and make you feel worse about your own life. So one of the things that I do is I just cut out input. So I try not to have any technology with me. Now, I'm lucky that I have a sauna or a steam room in my building where I live, so I'll just kind of leave everything aside, all the technology, all the toys, and I just go and sit in there in complete silence for 15-20 minutes. If I can push it, I go for half an hour. And I take that time to completely just decompress and cut out all of the input. And that's kind of my haven where I go to think and not have any distractions. The second way that I choose to de-stress is by journaling. When you journal, you're actually taking all of the thoughts that are kind of abstract and floating around in your head, and when you journal them, you crystallize that thought, you kind of fine-tune it, and then you put it into words. And what that does is it takes a lot of the stress away from your mind. In my experience, I find that when I start journaling, maybe I'm talking about the surface of my thoughts or like what I did today. And as I keep writing and I keep writing, my thoughts automatically go deeper. And sometimes I'm able to get to the crux or the source of the things that's causing me stress without even realizing that that's what I just did. And when I come out of that journaling session, I find that I feel lighter, I feel unburdened. So I take that time to unload all of the thoughts that are just churning in my head and kind of put them onto paper, and that way my brain again is a clean slate. And the third way that I really love to de-stress is to travel. And this is something that has been a passion of mine for the last few years. It forces you to step out of your comfort zone and just see the world in a new light. And it's so funny that when we're traveling, we notice things that we don't notice back home. And it could be the same things that are happening in our everyday lives, but just because we're out of our routine, we just open our eyes up and we're seeing so much more. And that I find is one of the best ways to just break the pattern of monotony and kind of routine that I fall into in my everyday life. And when I come back, I feel rejuvenated. I feel like I've grown as a person. I feel like I've expanded my horizons. Now, when I talk about traveling, I don't necessarily mean that you have to go around the world or you have to go to some exotic, far-off place. When I mean travel, sometimes I just become a traveler or a tourist in my own city. And that just means that you go out for a walk, and I do this, and I'm sure some of you do this as well, is you take the same paths to and from work, and you know exactly which roads are best, and you tend to stick to those patterns. I just sometimes try and break that. If I've been down a road before, I just say, you know what? I'm not gonna go down that road. I'm gonna choose a different path. And that forces you again to just step outside of your comfort zone. It forces you to notice new things, observe your own city, your own environment in a new light. And that's what traveling is as well. It's not necessarily about spending a lot of money. It's about rejuvenating yourself by expanding your horizons and coming outside of your comfort zone. So to recap what we talked about, how to relax and de-stress, 3 simple ways in how I do it. I choose to cut out technology, sit in silence, I journal, and I travel. So go ahead and make this a priority for your own life. Schedule the time to relax, because if you don't, you're not gonna find that time and you'll just burn yourself out. So it's very important to take the time to reflect, de-stress, and just let it all go. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit like, comment on the video, and also hit that subscribe button, because the Kaizen Project is all about bringing you awesome, actionable strategies that you can use to make your life better in fitness, in health, and lifestyle, and in a whole lot of different ways. Use the hashtag, the Kaizen Project. That's project with a K. Make sure you hit me up. Until next time, it's the Kaizen Man signing out.